Welcome to the I Love Wine and Dogs podcast, created, produced, and hosted by Heidi Huebner, with engineering and production by Timothy StoneDancer Coleman. This show was created to celebrate good wine, amazing pets, and people from around the world who are doing great things in their local communities.
Hello, Happy New Year, and welcome to the first episode of I Love Wine and Dogs. I'm just so excited that this is finally happening. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while because I want to talk about two of my loves, wine and dogs. And I also want to share great things that people are doing. So one of the reasons I love wine is because it's all about your palate and your taste. It doesn't matter if it's a $5 bottle of wine or a $55 bottle of wine. If you like it, that's the wine. So what I want to do is share wines that I love, and I also want to hear from you and have you post on my social media, I love wine and dogs, all one word, wine that you love and have tasted, and we can all share this together. And then the other part is, of course, I love dogs. So I need to introduce to you my three fur babies, Chance, Chubbs, and Ripley. Ripley just turned 9 months old on the 6th. So we're like, happy birthday, Ripley. These guys bring me so much joy. And I call my dogs poopies. Yes, the poopies are in the house. And I also want you to share pictures of your fur babies on my social I Love Wine and Dogs, all one word. That's on Instagram and Facebook.
The team at I Love Wine and Dogs wants to remind you to please adopt, don't shop. You can find loving pets looking for their new forever home at your local shelters and rescue groups. There are many pure breed rescues for dogs and cats. All rescued animals are spayed and neutered and vaccinated and microchipped. Please adopt, don't shop.
I have an amazing guest today. Her name is Laughlin. But before I bring her on, I need to introduce my friend and the producer of our show, Mr. Timothy Coleman. Hello, my brother.
What's up, sister? Thank you so much for that introduction. I appreciate it. I appreciate being a part of this project. I think you have really stumbled upon something that is going to impact a lot of people. I think a lot of people can relate. There are so many animal lovers in the world. There are so many wine lovers in the world. But there are also a lot of people that I think really love hearing about the other good things that are happening in society. We're so inundated with all of the negatives. So I really want to just shine some light on you for bringing this all together.
Well, thank you. And I have to just go back. So we met years ago, performing on a cruise ship.
That's right. That's right. So many years ago, we're not even going to say, but but it was a wonderful opportunity. You know, I came from the Midwest, from Nebraska. I came to New York to study performing arts. And by chance, I stumbled across this audition in this magazine called Backstage. And, you know, you go through all of these different auditions. And then all of a sudden I wind up there. And you today are literally the same ball of joy that you were the first day I walked into that rehearsal.
I mean, but we had so much fun. And I have to say, he and I clicked immediately. We were just like, our personalities and our energy, it was just like instant besties. And, you know, we call each other brother and sister. And, you know, one of the good things about COVID is we all found each other. I mean, you know, we were sitting at home and we found each other on Facebook, reconnected.
Yes.
And then this is kind of how Lisa comes into the story. I was talking about doing this project and she's like, just do it. And I'm like, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know anybody. I've tried to figure it out. I'm not technical, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, just do it. Just figure it out. And I am not kidding when I say this. I literally was like, okay, I want to do this, universe. I want to do this. Somebody help me. And I logged into Facebook and who popped up but my brother, Timothy Coleman, doing his show, which I'm going to have him as a guest another time because what he's doing is amazing. But he's doing podcasts and this, and I was like, oh my God. So I was like, hey, hey brother, it's me. I kind of want to do this thing. I want to pick your brain. He literally called me back an hour later, if even. And here we go. And we're doing it.
And we're doing it because you know what? When you have a good idea, it's what draws people to you. But for me specifically, like hearing the joy that you shared about the idea of I Love Wine and Dogs, and the fact that it's even bigger than just the title, immediately I was like, you know what? I want to support her. I want to make sure this comes to life in the way that she wants. And I think, you know, the greatest thing we can share with anybody else is our purpose and our passion.
I just had to, again, it wouldn't feel right. This is just how we had to start the show, introducing, you know, my partner in all of this, because I love you and I'm so excited to see where we take our project together.
PetFinder.com is a searchable list of pets from over 11,000 shelters and rescue groups from across the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. To find an adoptable pet, you can begin your search using the Find a Pet feature on their website. Pet Finder is updated regularly, so visit their website today and find your new addition to the family. Visit PetFinder.com for more information.
I'm so excited to introduce you to my first guest of the show, Miss Lisa Laughlin. Hi, Lisa. Woo, 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 woo. So,
thank you for having me, Sissy.
You're so welcome. Like I said earlier, it's so perfect that you're the first guest because you kind of gave me that kick in the tuchus to make this happen. And, you know, you and I have been friends since early days, Miller Marley School of Dance back in Kansas City, Missouri, when we were just little kids. We've been through thick and thin and up and down and all around.
Lived together out here in Los Angeles for several years. All the shenanigans, all the boyfriends and husbands. And
yeah.
Okay, I'm multiple. You're not.
But I mean, and that's what I love. It's like, you know, sometimes time has passed in between us and, you know, we pick up the phone and it's like, bam, just time has never left us. And, you know, I love you. That's why you're my sissy and, you know, one of my besties in this whole world. So, you know, it's just appropriate, again, that you're the first person. And, you know, we've kind of lived a lot of different lives before we have gotten to where we are now. We both were professional dancers and did different shows and did a lot of crazy jobs in between.
Let's not go there.
That would be a whole nother show. But before we get into our interview, I have a picture of your dog, Buster. So tell me how you got Buster.
So we had lost our baby teddy bear. I always say he was my firstborn. I had other dogs prior to that, but he was just my soulmate. And we lost him. And then I just wasn't ready for so long. And then all of a sudden my husband we decided to start looking and we found him at a rescue and we were going to go just look. And so he was the only one and they brought him out to the area and he was just this little white puff ball. And he was probably just about 6 months old and wild man. And of course we left with him. So
of course
that's how we
did.
got Buster Bear.
He is such a sweet boy. So thank you for sharing that. And of course for rescuing. So let's just jump into it. So tell us, Lisa, what is energy healing? Because you've completely moved your world of what you are giving back. Let's delve into that.
So I've had, we both had long dance careers, as you said, and then I've had other careers. And then in the past, probably 10 years, I've uncovered this gift of being an energy healer. And energy healer has been called alternative medicine. But what I believe and many others believe is that it is a complementary healing to Western medicine. In fact, many well-renowned universities, institutions, and hospitals now offer energy healing to their patients.
I love that.
I am simply the conduit between the spirit realm, the earth, And what that looks like and means is they guide me through my intuition, and they fill me with their love and their light. And therefore I can transmute using my own energy as well into, I'm showing you with my hands, into people, and I'm able to heal them emotionally, physically, and spiritually. So it's a beautiful gift.
It's a wonderful gift, and I have been fortunate enough to have had sessions with you. But, you know, we always say, I know when we were younger, it was like, I wanted to be a professional dancer. So, I mean, this was not in your world as a kid, was it? I mean, did you ever think this would happen? Or this is what you'd be doing?
Oh, never in a million years. And it's funny, kind of going back to part of what you're saying. I always wished I had this gift as a young person. You hear that, oh, I knew when I was a child, or I knew when I was, you know, a teen that I was different and I had these magical powers. And I was always envious of that, or somebody that their mother's spiritual or their grandfather was a healer. And I always thought, gosh, if that would have been me, think how far along I'd be right now. However, that wasn't my journey, and it wasn't meant to be my journey. So it's polar opposite of everything I was. I was raised Catholic in a big, crazy Irish family. And
there are 9 of you, right?
And drama. I'm sorry?
I said there are 9 of you, right?
8.
8, okay.
8 of us.
I'm the 9th one.
And
I'm the 9th.
Yes, you were the 9th, are the 9th one, yes. And, you know, yes, I was raised with the Catholic faith, but I never connected with that. And so I never felt anything that was greater than me or support. So, and it wasn't until many years later that I found this journey.
So, and I remember when you started talking about this, but how did your life start to change after you discovered that you had this gift?
So I'm going to back up a minute, and I'm going to tell you how I came into this, and then it will roll into, oh my gosh, how this changed my life. I was wanting to become more intuitive. So I went to this place called the Imagine Center in Tarzana to take classes on intuition. Well, there was no such class. And the only thing they were offering was crystal healing. And I was like, well, what the hell's a crystal? And what are they talking about? But something inside of me was like, go, show up. So I did. And I didn't know what I thought they were going to heal me. Well, little did I know it's about healing other people. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, I'm party animal Lisa, you know, party from, you know, being in the Midwest, young girl drinking at, God knows, 12 years old. You expect somebody like me to heal people? Like, so anyway, but again, something inside of me was just nudging me along, and I met some friends there, and I just kept showing up, and slowly it just uncovered this gift that I've had for many lifetimes. And I don't know if everybody believes that, but I do. And yeah, it's something I never dreamed would happen. And once I discovered that, my life really started shifting, because you become more introspective, and you're become more intuitive in your listening. And I went to this, I will never forget, I went to this guided meditation. I didn't even know this place in Sherman Oaks, and went upstairs, and it was, anyway, I'm in this guided meditation and they're following it along and they're like, okay, and then you get to the top of the hill and is there a message for you? And all of a sudden it was this big, I could see it, blocks. It said, stop drinking. And I was like, oh God, no, like, I can't do that. That's who I am. I'm not Lisa if I'm not partying and drinking. I left there so upset and I came home and I told my husband and I was sobbing and I was trying to tell family and friends and tell you. And of course, everybody's like, well, who cares? But it was more of my identity than anybody else, what they thought of me. And
Right.
I have since learned that it's also to become a clear channel. And funny, because coming up to that meditation, it was already starting to make me sick. I would have one drink, one, and have a headache. And I would be so upset because it's like, I just want to have one. And here comes the headache the next day and the hangover. So really, they were trying to tell me, but no, I needed the big blocks, in the meditation to get me to change. So that is something that I was not expecting, but it needed to happen. And I feel good. So.
Well, and I also, and thank you for sharing that, because again, if we listen, like you were listening and it was your time to listen, to, hear and accept this. The great thing is there are amazing non-alcoholic wines and beers. I know you've, turned me on to a couple of the beers. I'm like, this tastes great. So if you just want the taste of a beer, but not having, the effect of the alcohol, it's great. And so I love that we have, choices if you do want to have, something.
And I think now you're going to have to incorporate those in your fabulous podcast now.
I absolutely am. And I actually shared one on my social media. It was really, really good. So.
Oh, I missed it. I'll check it out for sure.
I'll send it to you. But, so I have to ask you then, did you ever just want to throw the towel in and just give this all up? Because I know it like, this isn't, again, people are like, what are you talking about? This is new for people. And I'm a big advocate because I believe, pills are not the answer for medication all the time. Maybe certain people for certain things. Yes, I'm not saying get off your medication, but for other things. So, trying to convince people or to start this, did you ever just want to say, I'm done?
Oh, well, because I've shared with you, but I'll share with everybody else now. Yes. Hell yes. It's not the easy road. It's not, or I think more people would be doing it. It's not the norm. And I've laid on the floor sometimes, like literally kicking and screaming. This was several years ago, that I don't want to do this. It's too hard. And I'm just going to go back to drinking and eating meat. Really, my temper tantrum only lasts like maybe an hour to maybe 24 hours. It gets less and less now. So there's no turning back. Once you've done all this work and you've come this far and you see the gifts and how you can help people, there's no way I can turn back now.
Sawyer Lindquist wines are a collaboration between Bob Lindquist and Louisa Sawyer Lindquist. The wines all have a distinctive flair and reflect the balanced style of those two talented winemakers. Conveniently located in the charming village of Arroyo Grande, California, you can visit their website to get more information about their selection of wines or schedule a wine tasting for you and your friends. Whether you're in California and can stop by to experience things firsthand or just want to shop online for an amazing selection of wines, visit Verdad Lindquist Family Wines and find your new favorite wine today.
What can somebody expect if they come in and have a session with you?
The first thing I tell everybody is that we're born these pure, innocent little beings, right? And then life happens. Things are said by a parent, a teacher, a friend. Maybe there's physical pain, Maybe there's, emotional, maybe there's trauma, illness, and the energy of all of that just sits in our body. And then over time, what I believe festers and can become a disease, i.e. cancer, what have you. That's just my interpretation. But I've met way too many women with breast cancer, and we talk and we go deeper and come to find out that they weren't loved. Their mother abandoned them, just like a lot of heart, love, pain issues. So there is, I believe, something to this. So what I am able to do is literally physically swipe away so much of what people are holding on to and just send it down to Mother Earth. So that's a big part of the session. I incorporate Reiki, which are sacred symbols that have been downloaded into me, a system that's been used for centuries and all around the world. I use crystals, and I use my shamanic practices that I've learned on this journey. So I literally use rattles to break up the energy, sound, what have you. And again, just keep swiping. And all this is with the help of the clients, ancestors, guides, angels, as well as spirit and my guides, my angels, my Mother Earth. It's a combination of this letting go and just releasing all that yuck. And then I am able to then balance the chakras and then fill everybody with peace. And my gift is imparting divine love, which is a huge blessing. So people, really feel restful and peaceful and full of love when they're done with the session.
They do, girl. I've got the goosebumps because it's, like I said, I've been lucky enough to experience with you. And, it is just sad that we hold on to all this garbage. And why is it so hard to release it? And so, there are people who need help by healers like you just to get that gunk out, like you said. So only the love and the joy can come in. Because I always say, this ain't no dress rehearsal. This is it. This is our life. Love it. Live it. Get rid of the crap. You don't need it. Each day is a new day.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you love most about your healing work?
One of the coolest things is I usually hear an animal and know that a certain animal is with us in this session. And so afterwards, I will talk to the client about it. And I'm talking rat, flamingo, aardvark. I get these messages of, and usually it's just one animal. But then we go and the client and I research it, and it is so spot on to what the person needs to hear. And it is so cool. And then just knowing, people saying immediately how they feel lighter. The next day they'll text me, I feel at peace. Thank you so much. When can I come back? Because it's not a one and done. I compare it to, okay, somebody may gain 40 pounds over time. Well, they don't just go on a diet one day and lose it. So you have to return and just keep shedding, and not to sound so, trite or stereotypical, but it is literally like peeling back an onion. You just have to keep literally pulling the layers of all the old off, and then just keep filling in those gaps and the holes where all the crap came out, filling it with peace and healing light and love. And so, and everybody's different. And I'm not one to say, oh, you need 10 sessions. It's everybody's different. So, and I let people work at their own pace. Not everybody's ready to continue and do the work because it is a commitment.
So I know I've been with you in person doing this, but can you do anything over the phone with somebody or on a Zoom call? If somebody doesn't live where we live?
Absolutely. absolutely. Of course, I prefer hands-on. As you know, I'm very handsy, and I love touch. However, I do distant, and it's when people lie down and we're on speakerphone and I have music and I'm able to connect to their soul and do the healing remotely. So the answer is yes.
Okay. Because I'm just saying, if, we have somebody listening from, back east or the Midwest, and, they're wanting to do something, they're physically not able to get to you.
Exactly.
That's great to know. So I know that we're going to put up your information on the website so people can find you if they have more questions and, learn more in depth about what you're doing. But what is one suggestion that you wish all of your clients would follow?
This is so important, and thank you for asking. All day, 24/7, we have all of these helpers and angels and guides around us. And I kind of visualize them like a horse at a gate in a racehorse. They're like, and they're wanting to help us. They're here. That's their job. However, we humans have this free will. And therefore, all of these helpers cannot come to our aid unless we give them permission, because they would be breaking the law of free will. So what I suggest to everyone is, before you leave your home in the morning, just sit down. It doesn't have to be a long, drawn out thing. That's what I think people get afraid of. Just 5 minutes, sit, breathe for in and out a few minutes, and then just call in all your helpers and say, I give you permission. Please guide me, show me the way, protect me, support me today, whatever. But that's all you have to do. And then they will be there throughout the day. It is that simple, but I don't know why people won't do it. Some do, but.
So I was seriously going to ask you, what's the best way to start the day? And you said it. So you read my, I love when things like that happen. We were just connected. And, I do try to do that. I have to say, just when I wake up, it's like before I race out of bed, just sit there and do my gratefuls and just say, I'm here, I'm open, come to me, help me, guide me. What do I need to know? And it is important. And I feel like the days I don't do it, my day kind of doesn't start off so great, or it just never is I don't know, I just kind of feel off a little bit than if I do that.
There's another tip I want to add.
Oh, please.
Sorry.
Please, yes. No, please.
I've been thinking about this and needing to do a post, but I'm going to say it here too. So years ago, I used to have the TV on when I got ready for work. Oh, heck no, that's long gone. However, now I put on happy music, and I'm telling you, it really does change your vibration. My favorite is the Stevie Wonder. I'm old school Pandora. Okay, everybody. People are like, they still have Pandora? I'm like, yes, I'm old school Pandora. And I put on Stevie Wonder's radio. And there's just all the old school songs that I love. Hey, whatever floats your boat. And I know you like hip hop, sissy, whatever gets you going in the morning. I wish more people would do that, because it really does get the juices flowing. Nothing like coffee can do. This is like an inner, oh my God, gets your vibe up. And then you start your day, and your day will be amazing. I promise. I also am available and do this work in workshops. I host, usually a 2-hour workshop on different, maybe it's working on your personal power, or I have a beautiful Mother Mary workshop. I have a New Year one in a few weeks. So I also offer that. I am available and do retreats that you and I are going to share in a few months. So I'll be doing some healing and some meditations there. I lead guided meditations at different treatment centers and senior homes, places, and everyone can benefit from guided meditations. So those are also things that I wanted to put out that I do offer.
Well, I love that. And, this is something I feel like schools, and maybe some schools do this, I don't know, but I think that should be part of curriculum. Just give these kids 5 minutes to decompress, clear their brains, like at lunchtime or after lunch. I don't know. But I'm so proud of you. I am honored that we have been friends and sisters for so long. I'm excited to see your journey and how this is going to continue to grow and blossom and touch people's lives. I'm getting a little teary-eyed because I'm inspired, and I love you, and thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show.
And thank you for having me. We are lifelong sisters, and in the past we've shared so much fun, but more recently we share so much more spiritually. And we've grown as individuals, and I've watched you grow, which warms my heart and brings me to tears. So it's just an never-ending journey of healing and growing. And I'm so blessed that you are holding my hand during this time.
I love you. So Lisa, just say your website once where people can find you. I know it's going to be posted on the show, but say it before we conclude today.
loveimmersionbylisa.com.
Thank you. All right, everybody. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the show. Check out Lisa's website. Post some wines you love. Show me pictures of your dogs. I love wine and dogs, all one word, on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you, Timothy. I love you. And until next time, everybody, make it a great day and take care.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the cast, producers, or any affiliated organizations. The information provided in this podcast is for general informational purposes only and should not be taken as professional advice.